Hey everybody, this is Nick Mayhew, three-time gold medalist and three-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your #1 resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Beautiful day here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm excited to let you know that this coming Saturday on the 14th, I was personally invited by Wally's at Resorts World in Las Vegas, the new venue, the new big hot thing that's here since the Las Vegas night. There's going to be a tasting, food, a locals international event happening there. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be there at 5. I'm doing media coverage. I got a VIP invite. I believe there's going to be 1,700 people invited to this event, or if not plus, that are going to be attending. So I hope to see you there. Big blast out had happened on social media. It's going to be a great experience. Free tasting of local and international. Oh my goodness, I'm having a brain fart moment. It's not wine. It's spirits, tequila. There we go. Thank you. Love having my other producer here. Tequila. So it's going to be a tequila tasting, but there's going to be a lot of food and everything else that's going to be happening. So today, my special guest, we've got Ian Whyte. This man, this incredible dad, husband, actor, stuntman. A lot of you most definitely recognize him with one of my favorite movies, Prometheus. He played the engineer. Ian Whyte, he's a Welsh actor. He's a stuntman and a former professional basketball player. He is best known for his roles as Predator in the Alien vs. Predator film series. And then, once again, he's performed and starred in many other films, but I have to highlight Prometheus. Ian, good evening your time, but good morning to you my time.
Hello, Stephen. How are you? And thank you very much for having me on your show.
Well, recognition is due, especially after the recent article write-up that was done by GQ. It's been said that you are the go-to person for all things, 7-foot actor, Hollywood giants and aliens, and giant aliens.
Well, maybe not the go-to person, but a go-to person. I can't be in several places at once. But every now and then, I get a chance to play something very, very memorable on screen. I desperately try not to call myself a stuntman, though. I've done my own stunts by virtue of there not being anyone tall enough to double for me. So, and a lot of my friends, are stunt performers and stunt coordinators, and I know exactly how hard they have to work to get where they are and to do what they do. So I am an occasional stuntman if it's required.
Well, and I've got to ask, how many hours does it take to get you into costume?
Oh, well, it depends on the costume. I mean, The Predator for Alien vs. Predator. That was about an hour and a half. For the sequel, Requiem, we got it down to about 45 minutes. The makeup effects for Prometheus was about 5.5 hours. And the longest makeup application I've ever had to do was about 9 hours. It was for a little-known little scene horror movie starring James Nesbitt and Kate Dickie. And it was shot in Scotland, and we took over a room in a hotel. And we were just in this hotel room all day, and we were shooting at night. So we started first thing in the morning, finished the makeup at about tea time, and then went on set. So it already worked an entire day before going on set. Like I said, the makeup process was about 9 hours, and the irony was for the character was kind of like a werewolf without any hair. So he was covered in slime, but he had these great big huge dog teeth, ears, etc., huge claws. But the irony was he was completely naked after 9 hours in makeup.
Wow. And, we know that you played pro basketball in Europe, 90s, early 2000s. How has that impacted or benefited you, having been in sports, Ian, to now being a very prominent, in-demand actor in the entertainment industry?
Well, there were a great many skills that transferred quite easily. The main one, the one that is applicable to my everyday being, is just the will to prepare. Whether it's performing on stage, performing for screen, film, television, or playing a basketball game or any kind of sporting endeavor. The hard work is done first. It's done before the cameras roll. It's done before the curtain goes up, and it's the same across the board. Just the will to prepare and the will to do it.
And you're a dad. You've gone through a pandemic. What has been life like since in the last 2 years being, a stay-at-home dad? Now things are opening back up. We chatted a little bit before going live. What have you learned about yourself within the last couple years?
There's a phrase that I heard, in the early days of the pandemic, some, soundbite motivation on social media. And somebody said, you don't know how strong you can be until being strong is the only thing you have. And, we had to, I speak for a great many people who were in the same situation. We had to put our lives on hold, and we had to become all things for all of the people that we love. The first thing I had to do was make sure that my wife had somewhere to work from home. The second thing I had to do was to make sure that my son had somewhere to study at home. That I gave myself a challenge. I said to myself that I'm adamant that I'm not going to let you fall behind in your schoolwork just because you're not going to school. I will fill that void. I will be that teacher. And so I did. And I did all those things that were other people's, that I was relying on other people to do. Teachers, office managers, etc. But we got through it. And and we're coming out the other side. The irony is, during the very height of the pandemic, during the summer of 2020, I had one film cancelled. I was due to shoot a film in Texas, and that was cancelled. But I was shooting a movie called The Northman, and that was shot right at the height of the pandemic, when nobody else was allowed to travel. Yet it was, I think, the very first film in the UK that was shot under the very strictest COVID-19 protocols. And we got the film completed, and it was just released maybe, I think, a month ago. But since the world has opened up again, the industry that was very, very keen to put in place protocols so that it could continue has been very kind of, I wouldn't say reluctant, but just cautious in coming back to life. But now it seems to be surging, and I'm very happy to say I'm going on location in about a week's time.
I appreciate you in a way, Ian, to where you have a very earthy, a very grounded presence about you. It's very calm. It's very subtle. Would we be able to have more opportunity to see more of you in upcoming projects, film, maybe television, to where you're not in costume, to where you're really playing a dad role or playing a school teacher or a social worker? I would love to see more films with you. Yes, you're 7'1", you're incredibly talented, but there's more inside of you. And that's why we're here, because it's such a great opportunity, I hope, for you as it is for me, Ian. There's many more layers I want to see about you and of you on the screen. How does that resonate with you?
Well, I really hope that is the case, Stephen. One of the things I did during over the last 2 or 3 years was work a great deal on myself because I had the time. Over the years leading up to 2020, I've had some very inspirational coaches and teachers, but when the pandemic hit, when lockdown occurred, quite by chance, I follow a great many inspirational people on social media, one of whom is Eddie Marzan, the actor. And he posted something completely random on online, saying that his drama teacher was moving his classes online. And under normal circumstances, I would have taken a look at it and thought, hey, that's nice, and then completely forgot about it. But because of the circumstances of the lockdown, I looked at it and thought, hey, this is a great idea. This is a great opportunity for me to do something about myself, to learn more about myself, and to train. So for the past 2-3 years now, I was training with a man called John Osborne Hughes, and he teaches a method, this is a class rather, called the Spiritual Psychology of Acting. And he's the most inspirational man I've ever met in my life.
And how is that going to translate moving forward with what you just shared, Ian? What can we find of how, and what do you plan to do to channel that?
Well, even before this occurred, the lockdown occurred, we seem to be everything seems to be in relation to the lockdown now. It's like one of those global events that everyone understands. Mm-hmm. Even before then, my career was going in that direction, where I was now reaching the point where I was confident enough to look at other roles, not just monsters and creatures and imaginary beasts, as magnificent and wonderful as they are, but actual humans, mm-hmm. not characters that can't possibly exist, but characters that actually can exist. And I was moving towards. I've always tried to get under the skin of my characters, whether they be alien, demon, beasts, fantasy characters, whatever, to try and make them three-dimensional characters, not just rubber costumes. But now I am,
Ian.
Hello.
Yes, I think we lost you for a moment.
I'm so sorry. That's quite all right. I'm back again.
Please continue as you were sharing.
Okay, so I don't know where you lost me, but I was saying in general terms that I was, even from day one, I approached my characters in such a way that I wanted to get under their skin rather than just portray them as a beast or a monster, etc., etc. But now, getting older, and I have the experience under my belt and the training, and now I'm absolutely looking at characters with that level of gravitas, shall we say.
I like that word. I like that word. I truly value those that are English, where your roots, your heritage. There's a part of me to where, I'm going to be very honest. I'm proud to say, I'm happy with my life. I have no regrets, Ian. I do believe how magical it would have been if I was born in your country and grew up and just spoke and wrote in a way, true English is what I call it. I find it very fascinating. Your intelligence is very inviting. I want to know more. I want to learn more. It makes me feel like I want to leave for a while, learn the real ways of how to speak and write the English way, not the American English way, because I just value it so much.
Right.
I figured I would share that with you. It's you just remind me of just how you just so regal and just prestigious. It's just you being who you are. I really appreciate that. Writing, filming, producing, it is not something that I feel is far-fetched or unrealistic. Is that something we have looked forward to, a film produced, directed, even written by you, or a television series for that matter?
Ooh, writing's hard. I did write a script many years ago. It was a monster movie, and it was very grandiose. It would have cost an absolute fortune to make. Very ambitious, but no, it was doomed from the start. But it was great fun, though. I really enjoyed the process. At the moment, I have over the past 5 years been working with a stage producer on a play. We're not in a rush, shall we say? It is a take on a Dracula story, and I tried to adapt it to the screen and failed miserably. But we now know that its home is the stage, so we are just waiting for it to find a home.
That should be fairly easy, or no?
Well, it sounds easy. I assure you it isn't.
Well, I believe with your ability and how resilient you've been during a pandemic, how you've made focus to your child's education, your wife's well-being, your perseverance and persistence to get through. I'm putting it out there in the universe. I believe it can happen, and I hope it does happen this year, no later than by 2023, because it's well deserved. Yes, we need to see it. I want more projects to know where you're involved in, because the other thing of it is too is, we're going to recap. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We have Ian Whyte. He's a prestigious and well-established actor. He's from the UK. He's with us today, live on air with Stephen Quoke on Power 98.5 satellite radio, covering all of the great things about Ian Whyte. And just so everyone know for a fact, Ian does have a Cameo page. So if you would like to get any, exclusive, professional, heartfelt videos or whatever may have you,
Yeah, I may just jump in there. I actually don't have a Cameo page anymore.
Oh, you don't do Cameo anymore? Oh, wow.
No, I think I cancelled that a number of years ago.
Oh, wow. Well, you've got 14 five-star reviews, so you were starting to make an impact. Maybe consider it again. But what is absolutely imperative to understand is that you are not the typical cliche. Having been in a business for 30 years, Ian, with doing public relations, media, now producing and having my own show, I see things, and I always have, Ian, very differently. And yes, you're 7'1". Yes, I know you made a reference before, but what it's been said as the go-to guy, and I believe you will. But you deserve a lot more than just being someone of, playing certain characters, which is great. You're a huge asset to the industry in that way, whether it's a role with Alien or something else. But there, from speaking with you today, there is such a passion. I believe you're a person that's very auditory. It seems as though I feel from this conversation, this interview, that you take things in, listening very carefully and clearly to what's been said, what's being asked of you, and you're very detailed and precise in your answers. That is a true artist. And I just want to let you know that even if you've got to get a ghostwriter, there is a series inside of you, an HBO series, maybe a Netflix series. There is something more, a lot more probably, or most likely, that is ready to be unleashed. And I just want to let you know, intuitively, I believe it is time for you to take the next steps, Ian, if you so choose to, and unleash that empowerment that is inside of you that we're all here ready for, whether it's something Harry Potter-like or, Twilight-like. It doesn't even have to be sci-fi or fantasy. It could be a love story. You remind me a little bit of actor Liam Neeson. It could be a love story. You're a father, you're a husband, you're a family man. I would love for the industry to turn their heads and be like, what just happened? Ian did what? We've got what type of family series? It's there, Ian. No BS.
Oh, yes, I totally agree.
Any upcoming projects at all, besides what you have shared, or in addition of what you shared? Is there any golden tips or anything that we can find out about maybe during the summer or fall, or are you under any NDA to where at this time you can't share, or do you just want to keep us on our toes and just make sure we pay attention?
I'd love to keep you on your toes, yes. There is a certain TV show which will be airing on Disney Plus probably sometime over the summer. I can't tell you what it's called, but I can tell you it's set in a galaxy far, far away. And that's as much as I can say.
I like that. I appreciate that. Seriously, I love golden secret gems being dropped here. What is the best social media? I did not look. Are you on, TikTok at all? Or are you just doing Instagram? I know you got an Instagram page.
I'm on Instagram badly, and I'm on Twitter quite badly as well. I'm an occasional social media interactor. I won't change your life overnight, but the occasional slice of wisdom pops up. And
do you have a website at all?
I used to.
What happened
Do you want to hear why I don't have a...
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you. It was hacked by pornographers.
What? Well, no.
My website was hacked by pornographers about 5 years ago, and I in the words of the IT consultant that I spoke to, who stole this line from Aliens, I believe. Don't worry, we'll nuke it from outer space.
What on earth could pornographers do with your website?
I have no idea.
That is insane.
I don't even make those sort of films.
Well, at least we know on record you're not doing porn, so I don't know what on earth they could, gather from your incredible credentials. But hey, if they think that you're meant to be a porn star, whatever. Wow. Ian, I appreciate that. I want to thank you for being with us today, live on air with Stephen Quilco on Power 98.5. Looking forward to having you on again. You're more than welcome to drop any golden gems, maybe a future book one day. Stephen, yes, I did exactly what you said. I didn't put too much into writing. I got a ghostwriter like everybody else does, even those New York Times bestsellers. And I got myself now, it's turning into an HBO television series. Okay, I knew it, Ian.
Okay.
Ian, hold the line. We are closing out. Any shout-outs, anything you would like to close with?
No, I just want to say thank you very much for having me on your show, and a huge shout-out to anyone listening.
I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you again. Just stay on the line, Ian. We're going to close out real quick. Ian Whyte. Wow, wow, wow. Impressive. He's impressive. His role, films, his being, just everything of who Ian is. You heard it firsthand here on Power 98.5 satellite radio. The warmth, the gentleness, the father, the husband, and who he is just, you can just feel it. I felt it. I felt very safe, very secure, and I'm looking forward to one day seeing some more great films, great productions by Ian Whyte. We're going to re-air this episode live 2 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time, power985.com. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining us.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.